Hey guys, how's it going? So, I wanted a new addition to my garage for the longest time. Kept keeping an eye out for just doing metal work instead of trying to beat on the end of the vise and use that for folding pieces of metal over and hammering and the little areas that you have to work with off of this thing and abuse. I figured I wanted to step it up for something a little bit beefier. And one came to a piece of a vise. And then there is somewhere I have it carved out. There it is, carved out railroad track for persuading metal. But when I went to go look at the VW Bug, clean that out, the light blue 68, and they're cleaning out the house, I made an offer on this. That was down in the actually out in the garage in one of the houses. Nice good old anvil. I am not going to be a blacksmith, but I do like to, persuade metal my direction. So it gives something nice for the shapes to beat on when you're trying to fabricate something. And the stump looks like a 12 by 12. Probably have a mill building. Like it's hand hewn with you see the marks that are in it. So that's a pretty old piece of lumber that it's sitting on. See if you see any numbers on it. I'm gonna go with patent. I'm gonna guess it says Pete. Not sure. Then some numbers down here. It's got 0, 3, and a 23, 23 or 25. I don't know. Between 100, 120 pounds, I'd say. Looks fairly decent. I know it looks rough, but it's fairly decent for what it is. A lot of times these edges really get beat over. And you also go by sound too, how they ring. Let's go get ourselves a hammer. Give her a couple of whacks, huh? Pick your victim who you want to hit it with. Sledgehammer-y kind of looking. Something like that. There we go. Let's try that guy. Looks the part, don't it? Different than that, just trying to beat it on the middle part of a bench. The anvil bounces back. The energy doesn't get absorbed, it rebounds it. And what's good about that, as far as what I understand, is if you're trying to hammer something out, it's kind of even. It's doing the same thing on both sides. So if you're hitting it and you're denting in on this side, the same is happening on the other side. Whereas if it's really thuddy, it's just whatever the hammer's doing, and the other side's getting dissipated, it's really not doing anything. So it kind of flattens stuff out evenly. If you draw out a piece of metal, it would curve, and on this it's more of a straight kind of thing. It's doing the same on one side as it's doing on the other. Just what I looked up. Not I don't know, but that's the idea behind it. It looks really decent, really rusty pitty, but it's probably 100 years old. As far as I understand, what they do is they take a 1/2-inch slab, and that is heat bonded to, I think it's cast steel. And I'm gonna screw that up. I forget what it's called. It's different than what you normally would have on the base. As you can tell, I really don't know much about them. And for me, it's just using it to beat on metal for making patch panels and things like that. So, what do you say? Maybe we hit it with a wire wheel, kind of clean it up a little bit, and see if we can make a purdy. Wipe it down with oil, and maybe look up the information on it. All right, it is a Peter Wright patent 0326, and you go online, you look that up, They have some weird kind of coding and patterning. You know, this is means 25, a quarter of 100. This means it's odd. Well, why you just wouldn't put the weight on it. That equals 110. It's something like English system or math or something. What did I say it was? What did I guess? Did I say 90 to 120? 100 to 120? 110, right in the middle. Calibrated eye. All right, let's go get her cleaned up. Yeah. I got the rust knocked off of it. You can read it better now. I can see it other than my shaky hand. Trying to see what that says. Go towards the light. Solid wrought iron. That's what the base is. You can see where it's kind of attached, the top plate. Let's I want to get some of the highs out of here, so let's go. Maybe we'll hit it with a flapper disc. We'll try to smooth out some of the roughness, because I don't want this, when you're hammering on it, you have to make that imprint to the metal that's down below. So why don't we try to just knock some of that, at least the highs off of it, you know. The edges aren't bad though. A lot of times these can be really stoved over. All right, flapper time. That looks a little better. No more highs anymore. I went back with the wire wheel after the flapper disc and kind of wanted to clean out the little pores one last time. One thing though, it's kind of loose on the vise, on the stump. Figure we'll try hitting it a couple times. See if we could draw those spikes in. These guys in a little further. Do anything? Oh yeah. There we go. Try hitting a piece of metal now. What do you say we try? Yeah, all the way in the shot. Let's try. This is a piece of 14 gauge. Let's see. You want to try to make it round first, or let's go work on the horn. Works pretty good. Let's try to roll it over. Feels fine for what I'm going to use it for. What else should we do? I think this was for cutting off. You're supposed to hammer on and cut off, or possibly even it's for round to cut off. Yeah, let's try making a. It's a swan! Let's oil it down a little bit. I'm going to go with this for now. I have a feeling it's going to be too sticky and it's going to gather a lot of dust. I think WD-40 probably be better. It's going to stay in the garage. But just keeping it from flash rusting, you know. We'll see how this does. We'll wipe it off. And we'll probably come back with WD. I think seal the wood too. Wipe that down with a rag. That's it. All oiled up. Ready to rock and roll. Height is right too. It's supposed to be the height of your knuckles. It's probably about an inch too short for me. Maybe have the hammer straight when you're making a strike is the goal behind that. But again, it's mostly going to get used for beating sheet metal pieces into submission for whatever I'm working on car wise, you know. I'm sure we'll beat some hot stuff on it too, but that should be it. Got a nice ring to it. Got a nice rebound. As you got here, should be less. Alright, so I'm happy with that. Should we see that in the videos from now on? When we're doing a little bit of metal work, we can just slide this thing out and have our way with it. With that, guys, I'm going to go shut her down, make a quick little video of the newest Shop Tool edition. And see you in the next one. Later.